Happy Earth Day, everyone. Welcome to Mrs. Bernil's art class. I made my own little Earth Day crown today. Today I'm going to show you some fun Earth Day projects you can do at home today or throughout the week. And keep your photography projects, art projects coming into me. The ones I've gotten so far have been absolutely beautiful. I'm going to start a Facebook art page, Queen's Art page today, and I will share some of your guys' artwork that you've been sending me. And if you haven't sent me any artwork, go ahead and send it to my email, and I'll give you the link at the end of my video. We are also, I've been meeting with the Jackson art teachers, and we are still going to have our art show. So it's going to be a virtual art show. I'll take pictures of the kids' work that I've saved to go in the art show, and then we'll display them virtually so everyone can see them. And I think they're still going to do ribbons and stuff for them. So, okay, today we are going to do a Earth Day art project. And you're going to begin with a white piece of paper and a plate the size you would like your earth to be. You're going to begin by tracing it, and you can use any circular object. You're going to begin tracing it with Sharpie. This will be a guideline because we're going to be cutting it out when we're done with it. Okay, so the next step, you are going to take tin foil, and a lot of my students have done this before and like doing it. It could be a little messy, so you might want to put down a tablecloth. You will again trace your circle on here to fill in for your earth. This time I would just use the regular watercolor markers. And again, this is just a guideline too, because it's going to smear a bit, but that way you don't have to color in the whole tin foil. You just have to color in your circular earth. So I'm going to begin with blue for the oceans. And the more you fill in, the better. Mrs. Bernil's going kind of quick. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just add those blue and greens to make our beautiful earth. And make sure you fill it all the way in. Mrs. Bernil's going really quick, so you don't have to spend the whole video watching me color. But you're going to add different blues and greens for the earth. Do a little more green. Then, okay, so see how it looks? Kind of like an earth. So then you'll take your white paper and you're going to spray it a whole bunch with water. Spray it in the middle of that circle. And you want to have it really damp. It's going to be a little puddly. And then you take your earth and put it on your paper. And you're going to flatten it out, and then when you pull it off, you will get, voila, the earth. And it's super pretty in a tie-dye. Some of mine didn't blend as much. I would have gotten it more wet there. And this one I used computer paper on. I used a thicker paper before too, and it works a little better, but it does work on computer paper. So I'll show you the next step. Okay, so here is my earth. Once I cut it out, I used that guideline and cut on there once it dried a little, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. If you don't have these materials, you could use a coffee filter and use watercolor marker and spray it, and you'll get the same effect. Or you can use a paper plate if you have one and just color it like the earth. So the next step we're going to do, something I know all of my students love, is I thought it would look cool to have our earth in the outer space. So with a black piece of paper if you have it, or you could color it black. And then I know my students love, love, love a little splatter paint. Now I just have a little cheapy paintbrush, and if you fling it on the paper, it makes splatter paint. Now the best way to do this, to keep it clean, is to use a box. You could have a box and put your paper in it, but it's something the kids really enjoy doing. So I practice this, and it doesn't dry quite as good. But if you don't have yellow paint, mustard actually works as stars. It takes longer to dry, but you know, we're just working with what we have at home, and you could do the same thing. Now, if you don't want your kid to use splatter paint, you could use a Q-tip or a toothpick and dot the stars on for our galaxy. And then we'll glue this on here, and I'll show you the finished product. Here is my finished Earth. I love it so much. I took a pink piece of paper and just cut it into a heart and added that on my Earth. And I thought that was a fun project. So that's one thing you could do to celebrate Earth Day and God's beautiful earth that He has given us. Another thing you can do is take some recycled materials, you can see, and make a robot. And you can lay it down on a surface and then take a picture and send your robot to me. I used a can, and if you look at my little can, I think it looks like a face with its tongue sticking out. You can even add like some screws for hair, but there's so many things you could do to be creative with that. If you have adult help, you could even hammer nails into them and make it so it stands up. But that is one idea for Earth Day. Another thing, Kaya made a terrarium, and this is really fun. This was actually a kit, but I think anybody could really do it. She added sand and rocks and soil on top and put the seeds on top. She used wheat berries and chia seeds, and that was a really cool one. Another item, last one, is you can make an owl out of a toilet paper roll. This is one of my favorite ones I've done with the kids for a project. So you begin like this with the two ears, and then I'll show you the next step. The next thing you do is I take two little heart pieces that are cut out and glue them on the sides to make the little owl wings. And of course, if you don't have this, you could paint it or color it. You could just color in some big old owl eyes and add a beak. Oh, I don't have my yellow crayon up here, so he's going to have a green beak. And see, you can make a little owl, and you can be a lot more creative and add more details with that, but that's a fun little thing you can do too. So keep having fun, keep being creative, get outside. I know we have a little more snow today and it's been a little cold, but when you can, get outside and enjoy the fresh air. Take some nature pictures for me and send them to me. Wear your green to support our Earth Day, and have a great week. I'll see you next week.